إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Ustad Ahmed. Hope you're well, inshallah. Today we're going to explain a very important topic in Tajweed rules, and it's an Arabic language rule as well. This rule, you can say, is the most important rule in Tajweed, because many people make mistakes on this point when they read Quran. Actually, this is the rule of Hamzatul wasl, and you can say Aliful wasl. So let's know now what is this Hamzatul wasl and why do we have Hamzatul wasl in Quran and how to apply it as it should be. Let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hamzatul wasl. Some books of Tajweed call it Aliful wasl. Alif al wasl. I will write in Arabic, but don't worry, I'm going to explain everything in English, inshallah. Okay, so the first point you should know, what is this Hamzatul wasl? What is the meaning of Hamzatul wasl? What is the definition of it? To answer this question, I should tell you something which is very important. So if I told you how to pronounce this letter, which is ba with fatha, it's too easy, ba. And this one, ba with kasra, b. This one, ba with dhamma, bu. So that means it's too easy to pronounce any letter that has a fatha, kasra, or dhamma. But if I told you pronounce this letter, which is ba with a sukoon sign on the top, it's no way to apply it. Why? Because we have an important rule in Tajweed, and this rule says that you're not allowed to pronounce any second letter comes in the start. And this is a second letter and it comes in the start. So this ba is a second one. Why? It has a sukoon sign on the top. Okay? And it's in the start. I mean there is nothing before it. We don't have any letter before this ba. So it's a second letter and it comes in the start. So no way to apply it. You will not be able to pronounce it. It's easy to apply ba with fatha. It doesn't make sense in the start, in the beginning, at anywhere. It's too easy to say ba. And here ba with kasra b, ba with dhamma bu. But if it's with sukoon, you cannot apply it if it's in the start. So how to fix this problem? This is only a letter. How about if it's a word that starts with a sukoon? How about if it's an ayah from Quran, that a verse from Quran starts with a sukoon? So you will not be able to pronounce it. So how to fix this problem? Actually, Aliful wasl has fixed this problem. So to pronounce this second letter that comes in the start, the rule says you need to put something called Aliful wasl in the beginning. Alif with a small sound on the top. So now it's too easy to pronounce it. You're gonna say ab. So here ba with fatha has ba, ba with kasra b, ba with dhamma bu, ba with a sukoon sign it's ab. So this is alif al-wasl. So without this alif, you will not be able to pronounce any second letter that's in the start. So this is the value of alif al-wasl that helps us to pronounce any second letter comes in the start. Okay, so it's very important. But why it looks like this? Alif with a small sound on the top. Actually, this is called alif al-wasl. So it's from the name of it, wasl. What does wasl mean? Wasl means linking or joining. So that means this alif is joined with the second letter, is linked with the second letter. So it's called joined alif or linked alif in English. We call it alif al-wasl in Arabic, but it's in English joined alif or linked alif. Why? Because we should join it with the second letter, this one. This alif is here to be joined with the second one. This is its value, its job. Okay? So in Arabic, as you know, we put an abbreviation for each rule to be too easy for us to discover the rule, to recognize the rule. For example, we have a sign for fatha. So it was too easy for us to recognize any letter with a fatha when we see the sign of the fatha. Same for kasra, we have a sign for kasra. Same for dhamma, we have a sign for dhamma. Same for sukoon. So we need to set a sign for alif al-wasl. Once we see alif al-wasl, we recognize it. This is alif al-wasl. So how to know this? How to recognize alif al-wasl in Quran? It's too easy. From its name, we should take the abbreviation, but focus because the first letter we are not allowed to take it. Why? Because the first letter is waw, and waw is already taken. Waw is already taken for dhamma. Look at ba with dhamma. The sign of dhamma is a small waw in the top of the letter. So we were not allowed to pronounce. We are not allowed to take waw as the sign of alif al-wasl. So we're gonna take the second letter, which is sad. So this sad, which is the second letter from the word wasl, will be the abbreviation for alif al-wasl. So it's an alif with a small sad on the top. This is how it looks like in Quran. So the second point, which is very important, you should know how you apply alif al-wasl. How should I read alif al-wasl correctly or as it should be? Okay, to answer this question, I should tell you something which is very important as well. In Arabic language, we have original letters and non-original letters. So the original letters we all know, like the Arabic alphabets, alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, till ya. These are called original letters. And we also have non-original letters, like alif al-wasl. Alif al-wasl is not from the original letters, so it's non-original letter. Get my point? So how we know the original letters? The original letters are 28 letters. We all memorize them, the Arabic alphabets. So anything else, any letter else that it's not from these letters, from the 28 letters, so it's called non-original letter. Why I'm telling this? What's the relationship between original letters or non-original letters and the application? Because the original letters has to be applied all cases, but the non-original letters could be applied or cancelled. It depends on its case. Okay, so let's know now. We just said alif al-wasl is non-original letter because it's not from the Arabic alphabets. We don't have a letter called alif al-wasl from alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha. There is no a letter called alif al-wasl. So it's an extra letter. So it's not applied all cases. We have some cases applied and some special cases cancelled. So let's now, when it's applied, when it's cancelled in the second slide. Okay, I just need to create another slide, and here the application of alif al-wasl. Alif al-wasl. It has two cases, as we just said. Could be applied or cancelled. So when it should be applied, when it should be cancelled. It's applied if it's in the start of the sentence, start of the word, start of the ayah. It's cancelled if it's in the middle. Just it. It's too easy. So why we have alif al-wasl? If you get back here to the previous example, this alif is applied. We said ab, so it's applied. Why it's applied? Because it's in the start, right? But if it was in the middle, so it will not be applied. It's going to be cancelled. So here, the rule says, if it's in the start, it's applied. If it's in the middle, it has to be cancelled. But you could tell me something. So when it's cancelled, why Quran puts it like it should be cancelled, right? Like now it's applied, so no worries, it's fine. But we have some cases it's cancelled when it's in the middle. So what is the value of it? Now, what is the value of it? So like why Quran puts it? I'm gonna remove it anyway. I'm gonna cancel it anyway. So why it's added in Quran? It's a good question. Why? I just need to create another one. If I give you an example like this one, and this one. Okay, this is al-qaribu and here al-majidu. Okay, so this alif al-wasl is applied or cancelled. How I know this is alif al-wasl? From the small sad on the top. Okay, so this alif is applied or cancelled. This alif is applied. Why? It's in the start, nothing before it. Look at this. So in the beginning it was a lam, and this lam is sukun, as you see. So lam sukun, it will not be pronounced in the beginning, so we need something before it to be joined with it, which is hamzatul wasl or alif al wasl. So that's why alif is here to be able to pronounce the lam, the second letter, and this alif is here and should be applied because it's in the start, nothing before the lam except the alif, so alif is applied. So here al-qaribu. Now this alif is applied or cancelled? You tell me, it's applied or cancelled? Someone could say, no, it's cancelled because it's in the middle. Why? Because we already have something before it, which is the ba with dhamma. Ba with dhamma before lam sukoon. So no need to pronounce alif al-wasl. So we just join ba with lam. So in case you continue, in case you carry on ba to lam, you cannot pronounce alif because it will be in the middle. Okay, so if it's in the middle, so what is the value of this alif now? It's not applied, so why it's added in Quran? Allah knows that it's ignored, so why Allah puts it in Quran? It's a good question, but I need to tell you something. I need to remind you that in case you carry on, you join ba with lam. You say al-qaribul majid, al-qaribul bul majid. Okay, but let's say someone is gonna say al-qarib and stop after qaribu. He will not cancel, he will stop for some reason, like to open the door or to take his breath or something like this. So he said al-qarib and he want to carry on, so this alif will be in the start now, start, so it's applied. If it's in the start, it should be applied. I mean, this one could be in the start and could be in the middle. It depends on its style when you read. If you stop, so when you want to restart again, it will be applied because it's in the start of your recitation. But if you carry on, it will be in the middle, so ignore it, don't apply it. Okay, so that's why it's added, it's here because it depends on your recitation. Because if you stop, no need to get back to start with the beginning again. If you stop in the middle, okay, then you want to carry on, you're gonna find if there is no alif al-wasl, okay, if there is no alif al-wasl, then you stop after this word, then you want to carry on, you're gonna find this word starts with sukoon, right? It starts with sukoon, so it forces you to get back to start from the beginning again. No, so no need to do this. That's why this alif is here, because when you stop, it's okay to restart again from where you stopped. Okay, no need to get back again and start from the beginning of alif al-wasl. Get my point? Why each second letter comes in the start preceded by alif al-wasl? Because if you stop, you start from it again, and if you carry on, you just cancel it. Another example to understand. Al-alimul khabirul alim, or we just said alim, so alimul khabirul qadir, for example. Any word that starts with alif al-wasl. Okay, so this alif is applied or cancelled? No, this alif is applied. No other option, because it's in the start, nothing before it, so this is applied. And this alif is applied or cancelled? Look at this alif with a small sad, so alif al-wasl, alif with a small sad, alif al-wasl, alif with a small sad, alif al-wasl. Any other letter is an original letter, has to be applied all cases. We just, this alif al-wasl could be applied or cancelled, it depends on your recitation. So this one, it's in the middle or it's in the start, it depends. You will stop after al-alim or continue. When you say al-alim, then stop, then you want to carry on, this one will be applied. But if you said al-alim and continue, that is stopping, this one will be cancelled. So this alif is applied when you stop, then restart again from it, and will be cancelled when you carry on or when you join meme. When you join this meme, let me change the color. When you join this meme with this lam, so when you join, when you carry on without stopping in the middle, you just ignore this alif. So it's cancelled when you join meme with lam. When it's applied, when you stop after meme, when you say al-alim, then you stop. Then you want to carry on again, you need to apply this alif. So this one, when we join, just cancel it, say al-alimul, join meme with lam. Al-alimul khabir. This is same. If I stop, I say al-alimul khabir, then I restart again, al-qadir. So it's applied. But if it's in the middle, I join ra with lam, so cancel alif al-wasl now. I say al-alimul khabirul qadir. Get my point? So we understood now that alif al-wasl could be applied or cancelled. It's applied if it's in the beginning, it's cancelled if it's in the middle. And beginning or middle, it depends on your recitation. This is so easy, and I think now we understood this point. The last point is, we said this is a al-qaribu, and here if it's applied al-majidu, and here same al-alimu, al-khabiru, al-qadiru. So did you know something, that it's a, we make it with fatha, a, we didn't make it with kasra or with dhamma, we didn't say ul-alim, or we didn't say il-alim. We just make it with fatha, al-alim. So what's the secret? Why not kasra? Why not dhamma? Why it's only with fatha? This is a good question as well. Let's know something which is very important. We just said that alif al-wasl is an extra letter or non-original letter. So the non-original letters, they cannot be with a visible haraka. You will not be able to see a haraka in front of a alif, in the middle of alif wasl, or on the top of alif wasl, I mean, sorry. So this is alif al-wasl. You cannot see a fatha on the top, or kasra under beneath, or dhamma. You cannot see any haraka. You cannot see this, and you will not be able to see this. Why? Because this is an extra letter, non-original letter, and the extra letters, they could be with a haraka, because the harakas for only original letters, and we just said this is non-original letters, so they cannot be with a visible haraka. You just give it a haraka, but it's non-visible, it's invisible. So how to guess the haraka, how to recognize the haraka of alif al-wasl? The previous one, we say a al-alim. How I put a fatha? Why not kasra? Why not dhamma? Why fatha? And here, if it's applied, will be al-khabir. Why fatha? So let's know now why fatha and how we determine the haraka, and when it's fatha, when it's with kasra, when it's with dhamma. Let's practice this. Okay. So here the application of alif al-wasl. How many harakas do we have in Quran? Actually, we have 3 harakas. We have fatha and dhamma and kasra. So alif al-wasl, this alif could be with a fatha or dhamma or kasra, depends on its case. When it's with fatha, it's with fatha if it's followed by lam. And of course, by default, the second letter of alif, like the second that it's after alif al-wasl, the second letter that comes after alif al-wasl should be sukoon. That's why we add alif al-wasl. That's why alif al-wasl is here. So if alif al-wasl is followed by lam, it has to be with fatha. Take it a rule. This is a fixed rule. So when alif al-wasl has to be applied as a letter with a fatha, hamza with a fatha, it's called Hamzatul wasl or alif al-wasl. So we apply it like hamza, a, hamza with fatha, a, like this, a. Here, if it's followed by lam sukun, will be al, a, make it, it's with fatha. That's why in the previous example, it's followed by lam, so it's with fatha. And here it's followed by lam, so it's with fatha if it's applied. If it's cancelled, so don't just ignore it. Don't apply it at all. This is same. It's with fatha because it's followed by lam. Okay. So when it's with fatha, in case it's followed by lam. When it's with dhamma, by logic, in case it's not followed by lam. So alif al-wasl, if the second letter is not lam, let's say any letter, but this letter is not lam, so you need to check the third letter. The third letter, if it has a dhamma on the top, so alif al-wasl has to be a dhamma, has to be with dhamma, I mean. So u has to be pronounced as u. Okay, so again, if the second letter is lam, make it a fatha. Apply alif al-wasl as a hamza with fatha, a. But if it's not lam, which is any second letter, don't forget, the second letter has to be sukoon. That's why we have alif al-wasl. So if the second letter is not lam, like let's say assume any letter, but not lam. So if this one was not lam, just ignore it and check the third letter. If the third letter has a dhamma, don't check the third letter. No, check the haraka of the third letter. If the haraka of the third letter is dhamma, just make alif al-wasl with dhamma. Anything else, make it with kasra. I mean, if you check this, the second letter is not lam, so you need to go to check the third letter. The third letter doesn't have a dhamma, like has, for example, has a shadda with fatha, has kasra, has anything. Okay, just has fatha only, has anything but not dhamma, make it with kasra. Make alif al-wasl with kasra. So now we know how to give a haraka, or how to not give a haraka, you can say how to determine the haraka of alif al-wasl. It's with fatha if it's followed by lam, it's with dhamma if it's not followed by lam but the third letter has a dhamma, and with kasra if it's not followed by lam but the third letter has anything like fatha or kasra or shadda with fatha or shadda with kasra, anything but not with dhamma. So this is how we determine the haraka of alif al-wasl. Now we need to take some examples, and inshallah we're going to continue this class in the next video, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you for listening. Hope it's clearly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.